Hello, fight fans. Seattle Mike Fights with Friends. Everybody, please hit that like button or I will tell Mike Perry to replace your lawyer at your next DUI trial. Make sure you're subscribed and don't forget to double tap that notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop a new video or go live like 3 times this weekend, guys. Tomorrow we got BKFC Jackson, Florida, followed by a great Bellator fight where Ryan Bader is defending his heavyweight championship. I think he's going to lose it. We'll save that for another time, though, because tonight, Eagle FC 44. It starts at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will start our fight companion at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And let's jump right into the card. The reason that you guys clicked on this. Right? And the first thing I bring up is Ramazan Kura Magamettov. This guy is 9-0. He's one of the biggest prospects on tonight's card. He's almost a 3-1 favorite. And he is taking on UFC veteran John Howard. This card, 11 fights, much like the UFC cards that we've seen recently, much like the Bellator cards, even though we don't always cover the prelims. There are definitely some notable names coming into this. Real quick, a couple canceled and fizzle bouts. Antonio Bigfoot Silva will not be taking on Tyrone Spong. Silva did not pass medicals. Hannon Barao, for whatever reason, is out against Horacio Gutierrez. If anybody has more information on that than me, feel free to share it in the comments. I just didn't take the time to look it up, if I'm being honest. A few notable names here. DeMarcus Jackson taking on Miles Hunsinger in the prelims. I expect that to be a pretty good fight. Jorgen De Castro, former UFC heavyweight. You might remember on Dana White Contender Series, he ended his fight with a first-round knockout leg kick. Pretty rare. Taking on Sean Asher. And I don't know what happened to De Castro, if he got cut from the UFC or if he's just in between contracts. You guys can let me know if you have more information. I just talked about Raymond Magamettov taking on Anthony Shukwani. That's my best attempt at that name. Sorry if I butchered it. But Ramazan Kura Magamettov. Actually, I mixed up my Magamettovs. This is the guy I was talking about to be taking on John Howard. John Howard, of course, UFC veteran, had an infamous fight, famous and infamous, I guess, against Uriah Hall. Very entertaining fight. Was criticized for excess, celebration and hugs and high fives by each fighter. But it was a good fight, and maybe the biggest win in John Howard's career. He certainly was not expected to win that fight. Ray Borg, former UFC fighter, of course, coming back against Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson is a slight favorite moving into this. Guys, Cody, he reached out to the UFC. He said, please, he says, give me a chance. He says, if I win this fight, please let me sink or swim. Give me one fight in the UFC. He did fight in the UFC a while back. He lost to Aljamain Sterling, which, of course, we know now is no shame at all in 2014. Had a victory against Johnny Bedford over in the UFC. Now, big fighter over in BKFC. Lost to Manny Gamburian, a great judo fighter, and to Douglas Silva de Andrade, which I believe might still be in the UFC. So many fighters now, it's hard to keep up with. But here's his biggest win, and it comes in his last fight, though. And this is probably why he's calling for another shot at the UFC. And that's against former UFC title challenger John Dodson. Obviously, Dodson is not the fighter he used to be, but I think that's still a feather in his cap. I hope he's not overlooking Ray Borg. Some of the comments he was making this week kind of alluded that he may be. Ray Borg, of course, he hasn't fought, at least in the UFC, in quite some time. He had many canceled bouts. He did fight last year, finally, in UAA Warriors 20, picked up unanimous decision victory. Before that, you see he had 2 canceled bouts, lost his last UFC bout to Ricky Simon by split decision. By the way, and Ricky Simon, he's a climbing star. So it's not like Ray Borg can't still beat guys. Before that, he had victories over Rogerio Bontorin and Gabriel Silva, and had an exciting match with Casey Kinney. But here's, where it really became a problem. I know his child had some health issues, but 2017 to 2019, he had 6 canceled bouts. 3 of them against Brandon Moreno, and 1 of them against Joseph Benavidez. That's pretty interesting. But you can see, he beat some names. Josiah Formiga, Luis Smoka, lost one to Justin Scoggins, which was a bit of a surprise. But enough on Ray Borg, maybe more than you wanted to hear. But I expect this to be a competitive fight. The odds are pretty close. And Cody Gibson's probably got a shot at getting back into the UFC. I don't think the UFC is going to be interested in Ray Borg again anytime soon. But this could be a catapult to Bellator or bigger fights in Eagle FC. I'm not sure how much Eagle FC is paying, but I'm not counting them out. It's good to have competition. Co-main event, former UFC light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans taking on Gabriel Checco. Gabriel Checco, almost a 3-1 favorite. He's 35 years old. Rashad is 42 now, and of course, coming out of retirement, he's been out for a while. Last fight was actually a grappling match against Brendan Allen. I don't really count that. He did get a win against Simon Marini, win ground and pound at XMMA 3. You see he's done a couple of these grappling bouts. A lot of them, actually. Almost all of his bouts are submission, underground type bouts, at least in the last, in 2020 and 2021. Then he fought Jordan Wright in 2020. Lost, took on Gordon Ryan in a grappling match. So mostly grappling matches. His MMA career, 12-5, he's finished all of his fights. He's got 12 finishes. He has been knocked out a couple times, though, and he's susceptible to an overhand right. So even though he's a 3-1 favorite, I expect Rashad Evans to have a very good chance at the upset in his comeback. Leading us to the main event, Tyrone Spong. This guy has not fought in MMA for a minute. Yeah, he's had some boxing. He's had some kickboxing. This guy, he gets around. He's kind of a sports combat slut, if you will. But no disrespect. That's actually a compliment, because the guy has fought all over. He's fought in Muay Thai. He's fought in boxing. He's fought in kickboxing. Tyrone Spong, he's a legend. Unfortunately, he's an MMA bout. He cracked his leg. In just a second MMA bout, he had a similar leg break to Anderson Silva, and horrible leg break. And he was supposed to fight Alexander Usyk. That was actually scheduled in 2019. Who's one of the heavyweight champions right now. But Tyrone Spong, he's been away from MMA for a while. He comes in almost a 2-1 favorite. Sergei Kharitonov, he just fought in Bellator. Not long ago, he's coming off a first-round knockout of Fabio Maldonado, who gave Fedor Emelianenko, if you can remember, all he could handle several years back. Got a boxing win over Danny Williams. Only reason I know Danny Williams is, he defeated Mike Tyson at the sad end of his career. But he's got a victory over Matt Mitrione. in 2019. Knocked out Roy Nelson in the first round. This is a very, very tough fight for Tyrone Spong. And Kharitonov, he can grapple. That's going to be an issue for Spong. I actually got to lean towards Kharitonov. I actually got to lean towards, as far as the odds are concerned, upsets, I think, on the co-main and the main event. So I got to pick Rashad Evans and Sergei Kharitonov in those matches. If you want to watch Eagle FC, guys, the place to watch it, you can watch it for free. FLX Cast. Type in FLX. F is for Flow, L is for Like, X is for Xavier Cast. And you can watch the whole card for free. We'll be doing the Fight Companion starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Guys, as always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses tonight.